If you are interested in real estate in Pinecrest, in the Miami, Florida neighborhood, then this is what you want to know: what is currently going on in the real estate market. So right now in 2025, what we have seen is that 60% of sales are cash sales, and of which 2.2 million is the median sales price right now. That sales price is actually down 22% from last year. So the Pinecrest real estate market has entered in what we call a buyer's market. What does that mean? It means that there's a lot more for sale. For you as a buyer, that's very good because you have a lot more options to choose from. For you as a seller, it means you have more competition. So we can not only look at what has sold, we also have to look at what is currently for sale, because that's who you're competing with. So right now there's a lot more options to choose from, a lot more properties on the market, and a lot less buyers purchasing them. That's what turns into a buyer's market. So how many months of inventory is there? There's 11 months. So anything under 6 months is considered a seller's market. 6 to 8 months is actually considered a very balanced, healthy market. And then anything over 8 is considered a buyer's market, which the neighborhood of Pinecrest is currently in. We just entered a buyer's market. And what I started with was how many percentage of the sales are cash. So it's important for you to know that, because what we're seeing right now is a lot of these cash sales, they are buying these properties and then they're building in them brand new. A lot of the Northeast buyers, a lot of the people coming from California, they rather have new construction than a 1950 ranch house that has been updated through the years. One other thing to keep in mind is, if your property is in a flood zone, FEMA does not allow you to build 50% more than what the building value is assessed at in the public records. So most of these houses are kind of forced to build brand new than to build an extra addition. So keep that in mind if you are either you are in a flood zone, because that does affect the value of it most likely having to sell for land versus someone doing expansions on the house. Or if you're looking to build, then you already know you're 100% having, a larger home, you're gonna have to probably build brand new. So what are we seeing in terms of prices for land? So right now, the acre in the Northeast Pinecrest area, you're seeing is going around 3.5 million. Yet there right now are 2 other acres for sale in the like off of 112th area for less money, so that the price is going to start coming downwards. And then you also have what are the prices going for at new construction and resale. So new construction right now is selling for about $1,200 a square foot. That's what new construction is selling at. What does it cost to build? It's about $500 a foot. And then what's like resale going for? Well, at resale, it's going for around like $700-800 a foot is what we're seeing. So it's good for you guys to know these numbers, because if you're looking to buy, your lowest entry point is going to be in the southwest corridor of Pinecrest, where you have smaller lots and smaller homes, and then going upwards to the northeast, which is the more pricier. But overall, Pinecrest in itself as a community, it is in a buyer's market. Prices are starting to trickle downwards. Because there are so many cash sales, you're seeing land is still the most sought after, more than the house that needs renovation. So the houses right now that are very large, that it doesn't make sense for you to tear down, those are the ones that are going to be bringing down the price, because people are not as willing to do as much work, versus the ones that are smaller where they rather just demolish. So it's an interesting market. But again, my name is Joanna Jimenez with the Opes Group at Compass. We specialize in Miami real estate. I'm a local. I live in Pinecrest. So if anything you have questions regarding the city, feel free to call or text me 305-302-6384 and subscribe to our channel.